How good is that? That is fantastic. This is The Source by Dizzy Gillespie. This is I got this record of VCLT from Dave. Stunned. This record is great. Yeah, I should say hi. I'm back. Recent viral finds. This is great. So, before I talk about that, I'll just say hello, talk about how I am. Got a day off work today, it's Australia Day. I probably should be out drinking and boozing and living up to the stereotype of Australians. But I'm not Australian, I'm from New Zealand, so I'm happy to hang out at home today and spin lots of records and make a few videos hopefully. Drinking some fantastic coffee. As the mug says, stay inside, drink more coffee, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, that's great. So yeah, I'm going to make a few videos, got stack to show in this video, I'll do another one later. So yeah, this is from Dave. I'm going to do a separate video going through all the VCLT I've received and talking about each albums. I know I've shown them previously in a live unboxing. I'm going to talk about each one in depth and what my thoughts are on each piece, but I just thought this will make a great background bit of music. So yeah, this track's the first track off the album called Manteca, which was originally done by Dizzy Gillespie. I think it was like 1947, and on this record here, I think he's 55, so he's doing it in 1974. You know, revisiting it with a really cool cast here. Dizzy Gillespie, Kenny Drew, I'll call him NHOP, Niels Henning, Orsted Peterson, Kenny Clark, Humberto Canto, and Johnny Brookman. This is cool. And then side 2 is completely different again. A bit more subdued, but still really cool. I'm really happy that you sent me this, Dave. I love this record. So that's what's out. So I'll go through a few records that I've picked up as of late. I might actually show this one first, just because Dizzy Gillespie plays the congas on here, so I thought I'd continue in that direction. Life Longo, The Awakening. Fantastic. So, over the weekend my parents were here from New Zealand. I took them out around Victoria, which is the state that Melbourne's in. And we went to sort of what you would call like a second-hand or a junk antique store. And they were having a quick look around the village. And I went to the store and I spent about 20 minutes digging through crap, absolute rubbish. Can't believe it. I felt like it was a waste of half an hour. And then, weirdly enough, I happened to go, there was one crate and I skipped about halfway through and I saw this. So if you know this stuff, you know this stuff. Mainstream Records. I don't have anything on this label, so I was really happy, and obviously this one's, I think it's quite hard to find. I got it for a really decent price, so I'm really happy to find it. As you can see, it's a little bit damaged, but and the record needs a bit of a clean, but the music is fantastic. Shows the gatefold, soul, funky jazz, killer. So Mike Longo, James Moody, Virgil Jones, Curtis Fuller, Ron Carter, Dizzy Gillespie. I don't recognise the other two names. There we go. So Mike Longo plays the keys. This is just a monster record. I might put them on actually, put it on the background. So this is side 1, track 1. Cool, funky jazz. This is fantastic. First record on mainstream. Probably not a bad place to start, hey? This is great. So that's that. Weird thing happened. My girlfriend's working in New Zealand for 6 months, so she flies back with her work every weekend. And I said to her, if you get a chance, go for a dig in some New Zealand record stores. And she brought me back a few really cool New Zealand pieces, which I'll show later on. But the night that she was coming home, I was just going back through some of the old band Secca Funk's old videos, and he showed that he had an OG of this next record. And I thought, oh, that's really, I hadn't really seen the album before. And it really grabbed my attention, and then my girlfriend came through the door, and she'd actually bought that record completely strange, thinking I would like it. So Miles Davis Collector's Items. Isn't that a fantastic cover? Come on, look at that, Collector's Items, and it's got the vintage bottles on the bottom. I think that's brilliant. That's got to be one of my favourite album covers. So this is sort of a early, I think it's 56 I want to say, maybe 1956, yeah, here we go. It's like a hard bop sort of piece, so there's two quartets, well, different players on each side, and both sets are slightly different. So on the first side you've got Miles Davis, Sonny Rollins, Charlie Parker, Walter Bishop, Percy Heath and Philly Joe Jones on the drums. On the second side you've got obviously Miles, Sonny Rollins, Tommy Flanagan, Paul Chambers, Art Taylor, so all really classic jazz players there. And the first side to me sounds a little bit more, it's got a swing to it, and the second side is a little bit tighter, more bop sort of sounds to it. I need to get a bit more of a listen, but I'm really happy to have this solid record. You can't get enough of Miles Davis. But yeah, even for cover art alone, it's killer. Collector's Items, Miles Davis on Prestige. I'll show you the label. Obviously, did I mention this was one of those original jazz classic reissues? Sounds killer. Oops, there goes the download code. Okay, what do we got here? We've got a release from 2013. I sat on this one for a while. I remember Crystal Toff showed this on the Facebook page a long time ago. And I listened to it online and I thought, oh, it's good. Didn't grab me, you know, I was at work, didn't grab me, and then Anthony Camplone, I went to his house and we sat down together and we played it, and it blew me away, so I had to grab it. This is Alien Ensemble. So this is out of Germany. Came out in 2013. This is on their own label, Alien Transistor Records. So this is sort of free avant spiritual jazz, but in like a really different, refreshing way. The recording has this really distinct open sound to it, and I don't know how to describe it. You can almost hear the room, and you can hear the way they play, and then they build up a bit and slow back, and it's really good. Really great record. That's 2013? I think it was 2014. I'm getting so confused with the years these days. I think this came out last year. So that probably would sneak back into my top 10, having, in retrospect, you know. So yeah, Alien Ensemble, self-titled, band from Germany. It's a cool label. Give a listen to it online. I really like it. But it took for me to sit down and listen to it on a huge system like Anthony's for me to really appreciate the recording, and the recording is fantastic. I've said before, but the drums just really hit you. It's really great. So that's that. This is something I've been wanting for a while. Arthur Verocai. Brazilian classic. This is amazing record. This is like almost a perfect 10 for me. I love every track, and just the vibe and the feel, and it's got like a folky Brazilian soul jazz sound to it. I don't know who to compare it to. Great, fantastic, fantastic. This record really, I really enjoy this record. It really speaks to me when I hear it. Funky jazz, folk, Brazilian, a little bit bossa. Possibly a 10 out of 10. There you go. Okay, the next one. Oliver Lake, Point from Which Creation Begins. I'm just going to do a needle drop on this record, I think. Oliver Lake, I believe, was part of a group called the Black Arts Group, which were sort of similar to the Association for the Advancement of Creative Musicians and the Art Ensemble of Chicago, so all out of Chicago, those sort of areas. This was the equivalent. So I know Julius Hemphill and Oliver Lake were part of that, and the musicians on this album are all part of that sort of scene. So I got this, my girlfriend was shopping in the shopping centre and I was a bit bored, so I went to like a local electronics store. They normally sell like headphones and video games and stuff, and if they have a small record section that sells stuff like Green Day and Taylor Swift and stuff like that, and they had a sale section. And I looked in there and I found this record for really cheap, so I had to grab it. So side one is very, very like spiritual. There's a really nice bass. You can hear the bass that runs through. This is fantastic. And then side two is a bit more sort of like avant-garde jazz and experimental, a little bit free. Sort of in more in the art ensemble vein. Lots of small little bells and instruments. But yeah, so I think this was originally released on a Passing Through. I think it was in 1971. And this is the Universal Sound / Soul Jazz reissue out of the UK from a few years back. I'll just show you the back there. Killer record. Fantastic record. All records I show are generally my favourite records because I bought them and I'm showing them. So yeah, that's that. The next one is on the Milestone label, so I wanted to... Teddy Eat Sleep Vinyl showed this record about maybe a year and a half ago. And ever since he showed that record, I really wanted to get it, so I'm really happy to find Enlightenment by McCoy Tyner. So this is on Milestone. I think it's from 1974. This is in fantastic shape. I've seen it a couple of times before and it's been really damaged, or there's lots of ring wear, so I'm really happy to find a nice clean copy. So this is a live set from the Montreux Jazz Festival. McCoy Tyner, Azar Lawrence, Junie Booth and Alphonse Mouzon. Absolutely killer, spiritual. I can hear like a Love Supreme sort of in parts. Killer. This is fantastic. A fantastic double LP. Really nice set from the Montreux Jazz Festival. I also love that gatefold. It's going to be one of my favourite gatefolds. There's McCoy Tyner looking out. Maybe he's at the festival, I don't know. Brilliant. This is a great record. I love the Milestone releases. They're cheap to get and they're quite easy to get and they're all really top notch. So that's it. That's mainly the jazz and the funky stuff. The next video will be sort of some indie, some post-rock type things. Yeah, I guess thanks for watching. I feel like I need to get some sort of like sign off or something. Some people say like see you on the flip side or some sort of like, I don't know. I usually get to the end of the video and don't really plan what I'm going to say, and I usually have some lame ending thing. So I'm just going to cut it there, I think, and we'll just leave it with the music.